friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video I'm bringing you episode 53 of Throwback Thursday. Now, as I start all of these videos, I'm going to start it again the same way. I want to give a huge love-filled shout out to Jan Van, my dear friend and fellow creator. I will link her channel in my description box. Janny is my TBT inspo and muse. I adore her. I love her. I cherish her. She does so much fun content on her channel and a wide variety of many different things. So please go and subscribe to her channel and show her a ton of love and support. And of course, I want to give another love-filled shout out to my dear friend and subscriber, Dawn, for being the GOAT of TBT cheerleading. Okay, so for this episode, I'm pulling in the Colourpop Frosty the Snowman palette. I got this during the Black Friday sales. I have not used it yet. So it's been sitting in here for a few months. I think the outer packaging is super cute. And I watched the Frosty the Snowman show as a kid a million times, even into my adulthood, of course. Now this is the color story. It's got some really pretty pastel options and then also, and bright shimmers, and then also some depth, which I think is really cool. And what I want to do, go a little bit more smoky, is what I'm thinking. So let me grab my glasses so I can read you the shade names, because they're of course teeny tiny. I can't read them. Okay, so I definitely want to use, well, I don't know if I definitely want to use, I'm either going to use Frosty's Hat or Button Nose. I'm going to use Always Very Merry and Thermometer. And then for the shimmers, I want to use Busy, 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 because it's got this really pretty like blue to purple shifty stuff going on. And then I'm trying to decide if I want to use Ice and Snow or Happy Birthday. And I'm going to pop Jolly Soul or Something Wonderful in my inner corners. Oh, that's pretty too. Wishy-washy. So starting off with using Always Very Merry in my transition area. Yeah. And I do have my brows done in the NYX Control Freak Clear Brow Gel, and then this eyelid is primed in the Juvia's Place Prep Prime Eyeshadow Primer. And of course I didn't get a brush out, so hang on. And I am telling you, I have got to wash my brushes. I get so into crocheting that I forget I need to wash my brushes. I have a huge container of brushes that need to be washed, okay? Huge. So I need to do that soon. I might try to do that tonight. We'll see. But I'm crocheting, so I don't know. We'll see. Oh man, this morning as I was getting ready, like, you know, taking my shower basically, I was watching a couple of Jen Phelps's videos. I love Jen Phelps. She's one of my favorite creators, and I don't watch the bigger channels often at all anymore, if at all anymore really. But I don't know, her video just was in my feed and it looked interesting. So I thought, oh, I'll watch that. And it was about like brand drama. Well, I watched two of her videos. The first one was about Tarte drama, the brand Tarte. Apparently they stole, well, they're allegedly stole like an ad campaign from a smaller indie brand, Bosma Beauty or Bosma Cosmetics. I don't know. I've never heard of that brand. I think they're sold in Sephora, and I don't go to Sephora. I'm not into Sephora. So, you know, there's lots of stuff I don't know. Lots. But yeah, there was like a stick foundation or something like that. And Tarte came up, well, I don't know. They launched an ad campaign, I think in January or something. Big Stick Energy, because it's a stick foundation, play on big, D-I-C-K, energy, you know. But Bosma Beauty in September of 2024 had launched their stick foundation and called it Big Stick Energy in their ad campaign. And so they were like, Tarte stole this from us, those jerks. But I mean, I don't know. And so then there was like some backlash, and then the Tarte brand owner, who I don't even know who she is. I heard her name for the first time in these videos, Maureen Kelly. Apparently she kind of clapped back with some really tasteless, I thought, TikToks, or I don't know. I mean, I'm just like, I don't know. It's so silly to me. I mean, I understand like Bosma Beauty's take on the whole thing, sure. but I really don't know that Tarte stole it. Maybe they did. I don't know. I mean, I don't care. I don't use either one of their products, so to me it's like whatever. I mean, I used to have a Tarte palette a long time ago and I gifted it to somebody else because I just wasn't using it. It was the, what was it? Tartlet and Bloom, or yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember now. Geez, isn't that weird? I love that palette and I can't even remember what the hell it was called because it's just, you know, out of sight, out of mind, and my brain goes, I don't need to hold on to that information. Also, in another video I watched of Jen Phelps's, she was talking about Tarte had done, was it last summer? I don't know. I don't even know. It could have been 3 years ago for all I know. But they did like a brand trip where they took a bunch of people to Bora Bora, like creators and whatnot and influencers, and then also sent a bunch of the people on their PR list Hermes bracelets, and people just went bonkers over that because they felt like, geez, Tarte, like most of the people that are buying Tarte's products are, you know, living paycheck to paycheck, and here's this big extravagant elaborate brand trip, and all these influencers are acting super bougie on the plane and at the resort. I mean, I guess it was pretty over the top, very over the top. And, you know, I don't really know how I feel about it. I mean, I think, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, you know, I think it's kind of gross, kind of obnoxious, but also I could see why people would think it was really cool that they were on this trip. And I don't know. What do you guys think? So that's why I'm bringing this up, is because I wanted to know what you guys thought of all this stuff, because I was totally oblivious to it. I don't know. I've mentioned this several times in videos. I live under a rock. I had no idea this was going on. Okay, I think I'm done with the shade. My God, I've been doing this for how long? I need to turn my fan on because I'm getting a little sweaty. Okay, so I think what I'll do now is I will go into the shade here called Thermometer and just take the edge of that down just a little bit. And then also one of the things she was talking about was like Maureen Kelly, the brand owner of Tarte's, responses to the negativity, and how she, you know, kind of just should have kept her mouth shut. That was like pissing a lot of people off, that Maureen Kelly was kind of like having a reaction to the negative comments that she was getting about the brand trips and the Hermes bracelets that she was sending out, and, you know, stuff like that. And I don't like this brush. Hold on, I'm gonna use a little smaller brush because this will just work better. And how, like, you know, brand owners need to learn to keep their mouths shut and not clap back, because it can just piss off their customer base and blah, blah, blah. And I would also like to know how you guys feel about that too, because I think this is why I will never own a makeup brand, okay? Because I couldn't handle this stuff. I would just be like, oh my, and I would do something that would piss off a lot of people probably. So I just, I'll stay out of, no, I'm not gonna have a brand. No, thank you. I don't know. I think that, yes, I do think that brand owners need to zip it sometimes. Yes, I do. Or, because, you know, it doesn't matter what they say. Well, okay, if a brand owner does something shitty, they need to just apologize for it and move on with their lives, right? And not do it again, is how I look at it. Well, not just apologize and move on with their lives, but like, you know, yes, sincerely apologize and then not do it again. Okay. However, I also think that in some cases, you know, is the brand really doing anything wrong, or are people just getting their noses bent out of shape for silly reasons? I don't know. I mean, and I'm not thinking of anything specific right now. This is just a general conversation. I'm not talking about like Tarte or anybody, just talking in general about brands that can do questionable things. Because I don't always know that it's questionable to everyone. Okay. I do think that people are emotional creatures and they have emotional reactions to things, and we're human. And, you know, I think if somebody feels not slighted, let me back up. If somebody feels like a brand owner feels like they're being unfairly criticized or labeled negatively, that because they're emotional, they might because we're all emotional people, right? We're people. We're not robots. We're not AI. They might want to say, hey, that's not fair. And this is what I actually said or did. And I don't like the fact that people are coming at me for stuff that isn't true, you know? But then I also think there are times when brand owners just should shut up. So I don't know. I'm all over the place. I realize that. I think it just depends on each, like the specific thing that's going on, how it should be handled, I guess. I don't know. So now I think I am just going to go into this. This is kind of a gray shade, and that's button nose. And I might pop, oops. I might put a little bit of that in my outer V or under my, down here. So I'm just curious what you guys think. Like, do you think I'm an idiot for feeling this way? How do I feel though? I'm not really giving you how I feel. I don't really know. Like I said, I think it just depends on the particular, is there any pigment in that shade? Oh, geez. These two shades are fine. They're not super pigmented, but they're okay. They're softer than what I thought they might be, but then I look at them and they're pretty soft, muted tones. So what was I expecting? I don't know. And honestly, I think I am going to have to go into Frosty's hat, the black matte, because this is not really doing what I want it to do. But I'm going to keep layering it, building it up, and maybe it will, and I can just quit being a grump about it, right? So we'll see here. Back to what I was saying. I can't really tell you, like, I feel this way about what I'm talking about. I think it just depends on each particular event, situation. I don't know. But I did see the response TikToks, I think, that the Tarte brand owner put out, and I thought, ooh, poor taste. I thought, very poor taste. I don't know, I just thought she was acting like a snot, personally, but nobody cares what I think about the brand owner of Tarte. She certainly doesn't care what I think. Okay, so, like the mattes, I don't know if they're my favorite, they're not my favorite mattes I've ever used, but they're okay. It ended up fine. So now I'm going to go into the shade here called Busy, Busy, Busy. And then I think I might go to that. I don't know. That's why it really would be nice if you guys were here with me. And you know I could do a live. I've thought about doing a live. It just does not appeal to me for some reason. I don't watch lives. I used to watch Steph's lives. Where's my spray? Spray? Hello, spray, where'd you go? It fell down over there. And that was really fun. But also, I really honestly do not like to sit for hours watching a live. I can't do that. I got about, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes in me, and then I got to do something else. I just do. I don't know. You know, the lives that are hours long, an hour or more, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, to each their own, right? Everybody can do what they want. I don't know. I've never done a live. I've never had a desire to do a live. And because of that, I've stuck to how I feel, and I just don't do a live. And that's really pretty. It almost looks like, well, you can see it on the lid, but it's got a kind of a shift to it that almost makes it look patchy, but it's not, because I can see it. So I don't know. Just keep going there, sister. Just keep going. And my point is, if I was doing a live, then I could say, hey, what shade should I use? And you guys could say this shade. And okay. I might do a live, though, before I wrap up my channel. I don't know. I might. We'll see. I'm really kicking that around in my head. And so many people have said, I'm going to be really sad when you leave, and that really touches my heart very deeply. It really does. And people are like offering suggestions like, well, why don't you maybe do a different type of content, or don't do as often of content, or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. I really appreciate people's suggestions. I don't know. I just struggle with some things here, and I need to quit struggling with it and just accept it, but it's just hard for me to do that. So now I am going to go into happy birthday and put that towards the front. And the things I struggle with, and I've mentioned this in so many videos, so I'm not going to go into great detail, is just, there's just crap. And there's crap everywhere, right? I mean, the world is full of crap, okay? Not to be juvenile about it, but ooh. It's pretty. I don't know. I'm gonna keep smushing it down. It's just, it's pretty flaky, and when I first applied it, I was like, but it's okay. Yeah, it's pretty. It's just got, both shades have a different flip to them to where it almost looks like my eyelid skin is peeking through, but I don't think it is. I think it's just the shift, and I don't like the, I don't think I like the Happy Birthday shade, you guys. I don't know. It is a pretty nice, delicate pink. It is nice, I guess. But also it looks a little strange because it looks like my eyelid skin is, it's not, because I can see it's totally coated my eyelid. Anyway, so I'm really trying to tune out the BS that irritates me and just, you know, just enjoy what I do here and not let it. You know what I think I might do, you guys? I think I'm going to pop a little bit of this shade on too. This is called, I don't know. It's called something. I know I can read I can see that there's a shade name. 1969. That must have been when this was released. 1969? That was before I was born. Jeez. Frosty's been around for a long time. And what I'm going to do with this shade is I'm just going to pop it in between. So, do I have a fuzz on my brush? No. I'm going to pop it right here to just kind of morph those two shades together maybe a little bit better. And that's not working either. I mean, I do like that, but was it necessary? Probably not. I think I just kind of made a mess out of it, honestly. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to use my finger and just kind of smush things together right here. I'm disappointed. I don't love the shimmers. They're just not great. I'm going to go back. Yeah, that 1969 shade was not necessary. I'm going to go back into the Busy, Busy, Busy shade. The one that I put out here. And I'm going to cover up that 1969 shade. God. Oh, boy. Yeah. Let's get rid of the 1969 shade. That was totally unnecessary. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I am just going to take the Busy, Busy, Busy shade, and I'm just going to cover up everything with it. You're still going to be able to see the Happy Birthday shade popping through a little bit. But yeah, that Happy Birthday shimmer shade. I mean, there's a lot of other shimmers in here I want to use. I'll use this again. Give it a second chance. Or maybe third, fourth chance. I don't know. We'll see. But the two shimmers I used today, well, the Busy, Busy, Busy shade that I'm using to cover up the mess that I created is fine. But that Happy Birthday shimmer, ugh, maybe for an inner corner or under the brow, but not on the lid. No way. Not cute. I did not like that at all. You still can see it poking out a little bit, and that's fine. I don't know, you guys. I just feel like this looks like a murky mess, and that's not me. I'm not a murky mess type of person. Not into the murky mess eye looks for myself. Other people, sure, but not for me. And now I'm going to go back into Button Nose, the darker gray. I would add the black matte, but I just, at this point, I'm just kind of over it. I just want to like do my other eye, put the rest of my makeup on, try to salvage this, and get on with my day. But I have a sneaky suspicion that this palette might get decluttered. It might. I don't know, maybe not. But I'm just a little annoyed with it. Just a little annoyed. Anyway, so I don't know. I'm working on, you know, letting go of the stuff that irritates me because, you know, in anything, well, that's not true. I don't feel like in anything you're going to get irritated, but you know, most things in life, there's a level. I'm going to go back into the Always Very Merry shade and go back around here. There's always things that get under your skin maybe here and there and irritate you, right? It's not like I go to work every day and I just love my day at work. There are days I leave work and I feel like I've been through hanging upside down off of a roller coaster, you know? I'm just like, get me out of here. But then there's other days I leave work and I'm skipping and singing and, you know, so I don't know. Anyway. I get really affected by immaturity and, excuse me, immaturity and negativity. And I have just been exposed to some of that here. And so it just gets me. And then I also feel like I have to like keep my mouth shut because I don't want to make a big scene. And that's not always easy for me to keep my mouth shut. And I'm going to go back into this shade here. Thermometer. And go around the outside edge. And you know, there's lots of other stuff I could have used in this palette. I know that. So I will use it again. I'll use this again maybe next week. Or the week after. I don't know. I'm trying to get my true crime video dealt with so I can have that up by the last Sunday of the month. So, I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I just don't know about this look. I really don't know. It's pretty, kinda, but also not. Okay, I'm done. I could sit here for 3 hours and the video's already 25 minutes long. So I'm gonna go clean this up, do my other eye, the rest of my face. Hopefully I will like it and I'll be back. So this, of course, is my finished look. And I do like how the look came together. I do. I didn't think I was going to, but I do like it. First impressions of the palette, though, are not super positive, but I'll go into more detail when I show you guys the palette. So let me show you everything I have on my face today. Everything I have on my face today, and then I'll show you the eyeshadow palette. Okay, so base product, I use the L'Oreal Paris 24-Hour Infallible Pro Glow Foundation in 203. And then I topped it, of course, with the CoverGirl Clean Professional Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. There's still so much of that left. It's never going to end. For my bronzer, I use the Ciate London Bamboo Bronzer in Palm Island. For my blush, I use the Ciate London Marbled Light Blush in Dusk. It had just been a while since I'd used this, and I was digging around in my tub, and I thought, ooh, that's pretty. I'll try that today, and I really like how it looks. On my lips, I use the Menagerie Cosmetics Liquid Lipstick in the shade Luna. Love this shade. Highlighter, I use the Enchantment Palette from Beauty Moon Cosmetics, and of course, I use this shade right here. I always use this shade right here. I've got to use the rest of the shades. I have here and there, but I don't know. I just love that shade so much. And then for my mascara, I use the Sky High from Maybelline New York, of course. I don't know that I'm ever going to use any other mascara. Okay? That's it, because I did use a shade out of the palette for my upper lid liner. So now let's review this together, shall we? Or I'll give you my first impressions. Colourpop Frosty the Snowman palette. I used this shade, what's it called? Frosty's Hat, as my upper lid liner. Fine, worked great. On my lower lash lines, I used Button Nose and Always Very Merry Together. And then in my inner corners, I used the White Matte Christmas Snow. And I just love that. Jan Van gave me that idea to use lighter mattes in the inner corner. Revolutionized my makeup life. I love it. I think it looks so pretty. And especially like, and you, at any age, you can use any shadow anywhere you want, okay? I would never tell you otherwise. I will just say that for myself, I think sometimes putting an inner corner shimmer in my inner corner can age me, I feel like. And the matte, I feel like, has the opposite effect. And maybe I'm totally wrong, but I feel that way. So that's why I do it, and I love it. Janny, I could kiss your face off for many reasons. But for you sharing the matte inner corner thing, ooh, baby, love ya. Okay, let's talk about the palette, Erica. Rein it in. Now, I will say that the mattes did perform fine. I felt like they needed to be build up upon. I don't know. That's a lot of my mattes in my collection, so that doesn't bother me. I don't have any problem with that. They were just a little too, but they are more muted, so I don't really know what I was expecting. Shimmers I used, this one I did not like at all. I think it's a weird consistency kind of, and also the shift was bizarre. I just don't like it. So I was really happy that I covered it up with this shade. I don't know what the hell I was thinking putting this on the lid. That did not need to go on the lid. That was just making a bigger mess out of it. and just kind of adding some random sparkle for no real reason. I do really want to try this though on its own because I think it's a beautiful shade, just not how I applied it today. It was weird, dumb, and totally unnecessary. And I do like this shade better now the more it sits on my lids. This side is getting kind of creasy because this eye got really watery as I was putting it. I don't know what I did. I like poked myself in the eye, I think, or something. I don't know. But like I said, at first I was like, can I see my eyelid skin through that? That's, oh no, it's patchy. It's not. It's just the shift, I think, and optical illusion or whatever. I really do, though, want to try this again. And I'm going to do maybe a 2 looks video with it, either next week or the week, probably the week after, because there's a lot of beautiful shimmers in here and other mattes that I do want to use and just see what I think. I hate it when, I don't hate it. I dislike it when someone uses a palette for the first time. They use 3 or 4 shades. And I'm like, I hate it. I don't want to hate it. And I also, well, I've done this before where I've only used 4 or 5 shades out of a palette. I'm like, I love this palette so much. But, you know, I feel like you really can tell after one use most often if you're going to love or hate a palette. I could be wrong, though. So that's why I want to use it more. Of course, I want to use it more. But I do have a little bit of a suspicion that this palette may not survive in my collection. We'll see. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section if you have this palette and what you think of it. Let me know what shades you like the best out of it. And if they happen to be different than what I used today, I'll use those in the future video with the palette. And also, the things I talked about in today's video, like I don't want to be super cavalier and act like, oh, I don't care if brands act like jerks. I do care. Of course I care. And I do think that the brand trips are, whoa. And I'm not trying to like act like, well, it's okay. I mean, I don't really know how I feel about it. I feel like I need to have more information about this whole Tarte thing than what I heard just in Jen Phelps's video. I'd like to have maybe more people weigh in on it. And then in terms of like stealing like the Big Stick Energy ad promo or what, I don't know, what do you call that? I don't know. I mean, I can understand why Basma Beauty was like, hey, I mean, I can totally understand that. And I do think it's really crappy when bigger brands take ideas or full-on ad campaigns from a smaller brand. I really don't like. I just don't know. Do you guys think they were doing it on purpose? Or I don't know. I mean, I wanted to have some type of like dialogue about this in the comment section. That's the only reason why I brought it up. Anyway, episode 53 of Throwback Thursday is done and dusted. I'll see you next week. Well, I'll see you before then, but I'll definitely see you next week for Throwback Thursday. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye! Drop it!